All in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, all in the wrist, I never switch, ice in the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch it, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause ice on the wrist, my bitch you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, you know I'm icy in Vegas, this for the that haters, I make a lot.
Welcome back, everybody, to FedEx Field, just outside of our nation's capital. It's the Niners in possession of the football as we get back into the action in quarter number 2. The Niners on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 16. Looking to throw. Murphy. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for the Niners. 41 yards. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
A run here with Armstead, and he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And this is caught by Smith. Touchdown, 49ers. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. 2nd and 6. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Set, 52, 18, Gator. Let's go, D. Let's go. Ready.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 26. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a 1st down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. 2nd and 9 now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true.
And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown as his guys are back within a single score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
We play to win. Let's go.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Well, that second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. Back to throw. Murphy. Over the middle, it's complete. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league.
And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there for the Niners. 53 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that,
and across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. From 4 yards out, and the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. The Redskins send out their punter. He's been terrific so far.
Let's go! Let's go!
So we have reached halftime here, and in 11th, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Come on now, let's go!
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Now Murphy on third down. And that's caught by Smith. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Again, it's Smith. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Oh, good move. Complete. It's Johnson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to go.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Sack, baby! Sack!
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
It'll be a 45-yard punt, and couple that with a loss on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Murphy now looking to throw on second down. And the catch made by Johnson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Looking to throw. Murphy. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Point after, right down the middle. A post to the tight end for 6. Gosh, those guys are so tough to cover, aren't they? Just in general, tight ends running those patterns near the goal line. Because you have to decide how you want to treat them. Are they a wide receiver? Are they a big extra blocker on the field? Or are they a hybrid and caught in between? So are you going to use a linebacker? Are you going to use a safety? Are you going to even move a corner in if you're going to play nickel or dime defense? They usually win those matchups because they have an answer for all 3 of those positions. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nick Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. They go play action here on first down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction. Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They'll set up a throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Drops this off to Tomlinson. Complete. So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle. And the 13-year man puts it through. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end. Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal. After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 34. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. come out throwing here to start the drive. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A 15-yard touchdown grab. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. This fielded at the 2. Now a hit and a loose football. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. As his guys have cut the lead down to 2. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points, but I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Here's Murphy from the gun on 3rd down. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
That's how we do it, baby.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back now at FedEx Field. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. The Redskins on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Barry. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Back to throw. Murphy. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going no. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 36 yards on the play. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Nick Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. The Redskins on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 17. They'll drop the throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Nick Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. To throw is Murphy. To throw on 2nd down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up the screen to Smith. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. We have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. The Redskins on third down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This will be third and forever. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Barry. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a fourth down now.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Beginning the drive here with Armstead. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He completes it to Stewart. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards, the final tally. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll set up to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. 2nd down and inches. And he's got his man on the out route. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
2nd and 2. It's caught. It's Stewart. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. From 4 yards out, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
Roses to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Now after the touchdown, here's Roses on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Looking to throw. Murphy. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it'll be Redskins the 1st and 10. So the Redskins down by 2, and time a huge factor. Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Barry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He's back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. The Redskins offense now. They get set to take over here. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for San Francisco, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, they dropped just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did, huh?
Playing skills.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch 'cause you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating 'cause ice on the wrist. Why bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, on the wrist. Watch out, flash, I never switch, I never switch. I never switch, I never switch. Ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist,
I was legit ever since I blew they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long. I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex-slick, then hit with the. Back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these 4 things pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip. Crush.